Guys and girls, it's Noah time! Hey, let's get crack-lacking! It's Noah time! Noah time!
0. So here we go. Now, the last part of this exam is really about comparing portfolios. I started this last time. Sorry, what's going on? I started this last time, but I didn't really have a chance to finish it. So, I have a portfolio with 2 people. One is Jason, one is Malik. Yeah, I know, it's kind of weird, but that's the best I can do. So what we're going to do is it asks you what's the better rate of return for each portfolio. Key here is I'm looking for a rate of return. First mistake, when I gave the last time, a lot of you started adding things together and all this stuff. But in reality, you're supposed to find the principal for the total of each person's portfolio. Let's start with the first piece. So I have, each person has 3 things in their portfolio. Let's start with Jason. In order for you to do this, you have to find the total principal of all the portfolios. So let's start with the first one. A 10-year, $2,000 GIC at 4.2% compounded annually. So first of all, let's calculate his initial principal. Because I want to calculate his initial principal, what's going to be. If you look at this and calculate his initial principal, let's start with the Leinard. How much did he put in total? Nope. 2,000 times 20 is not correct. It's just 2,000. Because he put in $2,000 only for 10 years. So his initial principal for this one, we're going to write down 2,000. Okay, keep it simple. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the future value. How much does this person have in total after 10 years? So, total after 10 years. Because I want to know how much does this person have in total after 10 years. The question is, are you going to use a TVM solver or should I just use brute force? You're going to use a formula. So let's use a formula. A equals to 2,000 times 1 plus, be careful about this one, 0.042 over 2. Be careful about this one. What's the exponent going to be of it? 20. I'm going to pause it and let you guys figure this out on your own. Take a minute. Correct. So if you did this correct, you should have 3,030.71. But what I'm really after is, how much money did you make in interest? Because when I do my rate of return, I need the interest. So write down your interest right now. Interest. $1,030.70. 71 cents. 1,030. So I'm going to highlight a few key things. So in the first piece, my initial principal was 2,000. In the first piece, my interest was 1,030.71. If you're lost at any of those 2 pieces, let me know right now before I move on.
What does the initial have to do with things?
The initial? Because you're going to figure out, add all your initials together to find out.
Initial principles, you don't add all the A's?
No, you add all the initial principals.
Oh, wait, so you add all the
To find your total rate of return.
yeah, so you divide
Your interest, your total interest, that's how you do it. Let's do the next one. Take a minute. I want you to start the next one on your own. So it says, a savings account that earns 1.8% compounded weekly for $55 a week. The question is, it is, but let's do this one. Your initial, let's write down my initial principal. Initial principal. Because I want to find the initial principal for everything. Now, in total, for 10 years, how much did you put in total?
55 times 52 times 10.
It is correct. 55 times 52 times 10. Because I want to figure...
It's for the whole year, right?
Because I want the whole 10 years, yes.
But number one, it says semi-annual. You do 2,000 times 2.
No.
Okay.
Because for number 1, I'm only putting in 2,000 total. That's it.
How do you know it's 2,000 total?
Because I said a 10-year $2,000. I didn't say 10-year every year 2,000. That's why. Okay. So 28,600. Let's write down 28,600.
That's the part T formula, right?
Yep. No. This initial principal is basically, I take $55, right? I multiply by 52 because every week I put in $55. Yeah, which means I take that 55, I put it into the bank. Okay? So now this is my initial principal. But we're not done yet. Ooh, what the heck is that? I want so now I'm looking for in 10 years, total after 10 years. So we are going to use, in this case, we're going to use something called the TVM solver. Grab your calculator right now. Let's do this together. So grab your calculator. Let's figure out where TVM solver is. Again, every calculator is different. Enter that finance.
So in this case, it'd be 520.
Okay, let's do it slowly. Now, what is your N value? 520 is correct. Because you pay every week for 10 years.
Came in 55, right?
Now, your interest is 1.8, so let's change this to 1.8. Pay present value, I'm poor, so I have $0. Payment, 55. PY, that's going to be 52. CY, automatically 52. And again, we go to future value. Hit alpha, solve. Write down 31,329.72. So you have $31,329.72. But I'm not looking for that yet. I'm looking for the interest total. So what I'm looking for is something called your interest.
But you always go with the initial principal when you have one.
Yep.
When you want to do the rate, you want
Because your rate of return is your interest over your principal.
to find out the total just so you get the interest.
Yep.
The interest is $2,729.
$2,729.72. You subtract 28,600 because that's my total, how much I put in. And my total I got out is this. So again, I'm going to highlight what I'm looking for. So my initial for this one is this. My total interest I have is this. Again, do the next one on your own. This is a bit more tricky. A 5-year, $4,000 bond that earns 3.9% compounded quarterly.
Is both the principals 4,000?
No, you only have one principal for this one. So let's write down my initial.
So initial is 4,000?
So you have two cases, right? You one with 3.9 and then.
Yep, you have to do this twice with TVM solver. So let's do it slowly. My initial principal is simply 4,000. I don't have any more. That's it. Because I put in that 4,000. That's it. I will not put in a single extra dime.
The second bond changes the principal stuff.
But I'm not putting money into that. I'm using my previous principal.
So you don't change the.
You don't change any principal.
But don't you use your future value
Okay.
for that 5-year bond?
I'm going to show you slowly.
So that's where everyone went wrong, right?
So let's do this slowly. Yep. So let's do this account. Sorry, I should say total after 5 years. So let's write down total after 5 years. Because my bond expires in 5 years and you have to take it out. The government forces you to take it out. So if your parents actually buy bonds, it's normally for a long period of time. My uncle bought a 10-year bond, and which means his money is locked there for 10 years. The longer you put in, the more money you make. So, sorry? How long has it been? It's been about 4 years, so he can't see his money for another 6 years. So it's like you sending your kid to college, and you never see it again.
How much did you invest?
I don't know, but he invested for a 10-year thing. Okay, so which means he cannot take that money out. Even if there's an emergency, you can't take it out. If you do, they will slap you with a huge fine, and you end up losing a lot of money. Oh, sorry, hang on. No TVM solver here. I don't need it. So we have A equals to 4,000. 1 plus 0.039 over 4 is correct. To the power of 20. I'm going to pause it. If you did this correctly, 4856.65. But here's a problem. You got to take this amount and reinvest it in at 4 point. So we're going to do this again. So this is going to be the second part. We're going to do this another 5 years. A equals to 48. See what I'm doing? I'm doing this again. I'm taking my money, putting it into the bank again. Total after another. But be careful. The rate changes this time. 4.1. Because you're putting it for 10 years. 5 years is up. I take the money. Quarterly, so yep. 0.041 over 4 to the power 20. Take a minute and see what I did. And if you're having issues, let me know. Another 5 years. So tell me what you will have after that second 5 years. 5,000. 955.45. 596. Something's wrong. Try again. Make sure you use all the decimal places you can. Now, the problem is this. What is my interest in total after 10 years? So I'm going to write down interest. 1 penny off. Doesn't matter. 4.4, 4.5. The book has 4. So 4.4? Okay. So take your calculator. Find out how much you made in interest now. So let's do this.
Do you add both?
Nope, because this is what you have at the end of 10 years. So we go 5,955.44 minus 4,000. Because at the end of 10 years, if I take this path, 1955.44. 1955. Whoop. So that gives me 1955.44. So again, I'm going to highlight. Initial is 4,000. Interest. Find out what is my total principal. What is my total interest going to be? So we're not done yet. No. So now, look at all the things I've done. Find your total principal that you put in for these past 10 years. And that goes on the bottom. So you're going to add up all your principals together. So add up 2,000. Oh yeah. Well, let's do the interest first. Let's add up all my interest right now. I have 1030.71 plus, I'm just adding up all my interest right now, 2729.72 plus 1955.44. So in 10 years, I made $5,715.87 in interest total. So let's write that down. 715.87. Now you're going to divide this by your total principal.
For the bottom one, which one do you use for your principal? 4,000 or the 59?
So for your total principal, you're going to look at all the ones I highlighted. 2,000?
Yeah.
I highlighted 28,600. Yeah. So you're going to add all those together right now.
So you use the 4,000, right?
Yep, 4,000. 2,000 plus 28,600 plus 4,000. 34,600. So let's write this down, 34,600. And finally, you can get your rate of return. 16.5 is correct, percent. That's only Jason's. We're going to do this again for Malik. I'm going to give you a few minutes just as head start, and I'm going to pause it. Yep. So I'm going to pause this while you analyze this and start Malik's side, and we're going to compare. My initial has a balance of 5,000. Initial principal is 5,600. Guys, way too much chatting. Focus. So my initial principal is $5,600. For this again, I'm going to use the formula A equals to PRT, that stuff again. 5, no, it's up here. Oh, please. Terrence formula is too special. No, it's a compound stuff. Yeah. No, that's what you start with. That's what you think about it. Okay, question. It's just a type of bond, Canadian savings bond. So you go 1 plus 0.02, over 12 to the power of 120. Again, we just use this calculator right now and figure it out. 6,900, what is it? 0.62? Why is it 120? 10 years? You're paying compounded monthly. Oh, the whole question is 10 years. Oh, sorry, I didn't write it. It's a 10-year. Yeah, so who's ever watching this is going to be confused. 10-year. Again, I always find the interest because I want to separate slowly. Interest. Yep, $1,376.62. I do the exact same thing. See, all this stuff is just doing it, testing your skills of knowing when to use TVM and when to use a compound formula. Number 2, yes, you do. The purchase at the end of each year, so which means I'm putting in $500 each year.
Initial 500 times 10?
Initial is 500 times 10 is correct. So your initial, again, I'm going to do this again. P is equal to 500 times 10. And you should have 5,000. We do, but I'm just talking about my initial. In total, in 10 years, so you put in 5,000. So now we're going to use the TVM solver. TVM. Okay. Grab your calculator and use the TVM right now. 500 times 10 because you're putting $500 each year for 10 years. So what do you have? $5,892.88. But again, what I'm looking for is your interest. Because when I find my total rate of return, everything is based on the interest.
Interest is
892.88. Okay. So again, I'm going to go back and I'm going to highlight a few key things that I'm looking for. Number 1. Yep. Come on, my highlighter's not working. Oh well. No. If it's a test, I may only have 2 pieces, 2 informations, because it's too much work. Yeah. Oh, so that's what I said. The test, IGJ may just need 1 number for the test.
Yeah, why don't you give us a test application like that we're doing right now?
Just 1 question. That's it. Bam. Yeah, I made a boo-boo there. I made a boo-boo. I was trigger happy.
No need for multiple choice. Let's just do this.
Next one. A savings account that earns 1.6 compounded monthly, where he saves $200 every month. TVM again. Yep. Again, I always use initial. Initial. I have $200 every month for 10 years. So 200 times 12 times 10. Again, just punch in your calculator. So most of this really just pure easy calculator work. 200 times 10 times 12. And you have 2,400. Oh, is it? Oh, 24,000. Now, I'm using the TVM solver again. Go ahead and use the TVM solver.
Why are you using the TVM solver? Oh, because you can put $200 in there.
Yep. So in your exam, who knows? I can just give you 1 question like this. That's all I need, because it tests you and everything.
Can you?
I could. Because it's the exact same thing.
You may as well. Don't give us all that easy multiple choice stuff. Let's just do this.
Let's forget the nonsense multiple. Let's just get it on.
Multiple choice is like
So what's this gonna be? TVM solver is gonna be 26007.87. Again, what I'm looking for is interest, because I want to know how much interest. 2007?
Yeah, 2007.
2007.87. We're almost done. So let's look at all things I did so far. I started with the initial. Here's my add all your interest together, divided by your total principal. Okay. So I'm going to do the exact same thing as I did before. I'm going to add up. So let's clear this up. Yeah, I'm going to ask for all of this work. So if you just give me Jason is better or whoever's better, and here's my 16.5, you get 0. Because I'm like, where? And you say I did the work in my head. I'm like, please. Oh, please. You mean you copy of someone beside you and plus 892.88. Again, I go up, 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 up. And there's another interest, 1376.62. Plus 1376.62. You have $4,277.37 total. So let's write this down. 4,000. $4,277.37 divided by, what was it? 34,600? Oh.
Principle's the same.
Oh, interesting.
Is the principle always the same for both?
No.
It's not like, oh, you just match it.
So what's it going to be? 12 point what? 4? 12.4% is what I hear. So if I follow Jason's path, portfolio, I make up roughly 4 more %. And that is what a financial planner / accountant does. So if you love this stuff, I recommend financial planning and accounting because... Huh? Well, no. What the financial planner is, they look at all the different portfolios, and let's say I come up to you and say I have $1 million. I want you to tell me how to make the most amount of money. And potato. You have to know every type of bond there is, because then you're going to put together the best portfolio for your clients. And financial planners, what they do is they get paid based on a percentage of how much. Yeah. And if you lose money for customer, your customer is going to not be happy. Yeah, they will say you owe me $1 million.
Easily just get, but you don't. The one with the highest percentage and just put all the money in the bank.
That's what they have to do. They have to analyze all the different portfolios. They have to choose all the best ones, and they never choose only one. They diversify. Question. No.